why do we all stay up later than we know we should, right? You probably do it. Sometimes I still do it, but I've weaned myself off of it. Let me tell you why, how to prevent that. But let me tell you my story first. So I was, I guess, at heart still. I'm a huge gamer. I used to stay up until 2 a.m. every night playing Halo, and then Halo 2 This is going to show my age. And then World of Warcraft, and then Dota, and then Dota 2. I would stay up way too late doing that. And even as I, you know, became more of an adult, I would still try to wake up early and work out, but keep games in there, which is not recommended. Times were different when I was growing up, right? I think a lot of people have that problem, but games, when I was younger, there was no internet connected to them. They were slower. You got bored and you go outside. Or maybe you beat it, or maybe you get frustrated, or maybe you had school, but you would go outside. So later on, when I was in the process of quitting, or I guess I should say weaning myself off, I would say, okay, we'll just play 1 to 2 games of Dota, which was hard to stop yourself. And then that would kind of work. I would still stay up too late. Later it was, all right, you can play any game but Dota. You can even watch shows, you can scroll, and that would work as well. I ended up getting so bored that I just quit games altogether. But I think a lot of people find themselves in that trap because modern comforts are so easily accessible, right? There are engineers out there that are designing this stuff to keep it like your notifications are red, you have that constant social feed, games are online, you don't have to LAN party with people, you just play whenever you want. Shows, streaming services, there's a ton of them, but then they have the autoplay feature, and it's just not fair. And everybody stays up too late, they beat themselves up because they're like, oh no, I stayed up late again. But I assure you, it's not your fault, but now it's your responsibility. A lot of people go through what has been coined as revenge bedtime procrastination. What does that mean? That means you are taking revenge on your day by delaying your bedtime, by procrastinating your bedtime. The problem there is that you just had a day that you weren't excited about, okay? So you're going to try to make up for it at night. And there is advice about, oh, this is how you wake up early and be productive. Or there's advice on, this is how you go to sleep or improve your sleep. It's like dark room, don't eat too much, take magnesium, all this stuff. But I don't think people are looking at the middle. Like, why are you staying up late in the first place? To enjoy the day, but because the most of your day you didn't enjoy. What's the solution? Well, the solution is to give yourself something in your day that you enjoy, okay? I can't, you know, I think that the procrastination comes in for a lot of people because of they have this huge block of time, which is called their job. And you need to make money. So I can't fix that for you. But what I would say to give yourself to enjoy is something small that you can work on that is leading to something better for your future self. Can you guess what that's going to be? That's going to be working out, right? I think that's a universal goal. It should be for a lot of people. Some form of, find something that you want to improve about your body and work on it. Why? Because everybody has a body, okay? You can't ignore this. I think I wrote about this recently, but it's not a hobby, only because it's not like I play guitar. Nothing would happen to me if I quit guitar for the rest of my life. But health issues come up if you just flat out ignore it. Even if you are eating healthy, you may want to strength train so you have better longevity. You may want to be conscious of what you're eating so that you have better longevity. So that can be a goal for you. And as far as combating all these things that keep you up, the only solution is to just stop playing the game. That's kind of a pun, but it's seriously like when you have all these things that are engineered to keep you hooked. If you just spent, I'm talking about like food included, like the food layout landscape is different than what used to be 100 years ago, right? it's more readily available and the food is hyper palatable. If you just didn't eat it, you would stop at some point craving it. If you just stopped having all these things in your life, entertainment wise, that are addicting, engineered to be that, you would just, the craving would go away. So let's set up a plan. First of all, I feel like all my advice ends up being the same thing, but it's helpful. You need to analyze yourself and just sit and think, like the anti-vision, which is like, if I keep doing what I'm doing, will that just get me what I don't want? If the answer is yes, you need to stop doing it. Like seriously, at night, just put your phone down and think about, like, I scroll, or I have a screen time of, I don't know, 10 hours. What if I kept doing that the rest of my life instead of what I kind of, there was something I wanted to get into, but if I quote unquote don't have time, that thing is never going to happen if you just keep doing what you're doing. And then after that, I think that's a big step, because then from there you set a vision, which is kind of a vague idea of like, what do I want out of my life? I guess you could say my body. Um, that may be vague, but then your next goals can be more specific. Like, think between a year to the quarter. What do you want to do? And then what you do is you shut everything down. Like this rule, I don't know why I need to say this, but I do. If you have kids, or you think about a kid, right? Let's say they're 4, or toddler 3. You know, okay, they should probably be going to bed between 7:30, 8, 7 or 8, right? You probably need to give them, you need to feed them, give them a bath, probably read a book, probably cuddle them a little bit, and then go to sleep. That's a routine of sleep. You should probably have one for yourself if you know that you should be going to bed at a certain time, okay? I think adults get lost because I'm a free adult, but I'm just like, would you give a 5-year-old a phone and just let them look on, and they don't even know what they're looking at until, oh, now it's the time to fall asleep, and then put it down? Don't do that to yourself. Honestly, just like, have a separation of, I'm not saying to quit everything, but get your entertainment in. Look at your phone for the last time, but you need to, like, get ready, take a shower, get in your pajamas, get your bed ready, shut the house down, get ready for the next day, and then go to sleep at a decent hour. And then you are ready to work out. Now, at this point, I forget the name, but it's like the 10, 3, 2, 1, 0 bedtime routine. The 0 means you should be ready, and you hit snooze 0 times. Like, get up and work out. You should have set yourself up to do that, so get up and do it. And that's it. Choose your goal. I always talk about the lens of doing workouts, only because I now understand that's a universal thing for a lot of people, right? Everyone at some point in time is probably going to have, like, well, my doctor said, at the very least, my doctor said this, or I'm kind of let myself go. You can apply this to anything, right? I think like, your health is a huge thing, but, like, come on. If you're in this rut where you're like, well, my days aren't exciting. If you wake up and move the needle just a little bit on something, maybe you want to apply to new jobs, maybe you want to start learning an instrument, maybe you want to read books. You spend like 20 minutes on that. That can be a proof to yourself that you're doing it, and then you can see yourself moving towards that thing. And I think people need to give themselves more of that opportunity in their lives, right? So people want to cram in their enjoyment of the day at the end. Get it at the beginning, and then maybe you don't need that end of the day reprieve. Okay, so give that a shot. Thanks for watching. If you watch this, comment, like, subscribe, share. If you have any questions on this, either comment below. I'll put a questionnaire if you want help on this. And I'm not coaching yet, but if you want me to coach you in any of this, sure. But the questionnaire is just like advice for what's bothering you and fuels the content here. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.